the northern side of the map.
Yeah, it's going to be a battle for Chemical, a battle for Bio. You heard the desk. It's going to be a battle for all, but I think Control Center might be a little bit more quiet this time around. Folks, get ready for game number 4 of the day, but the first game for Group C, it looks like, holy cow, VP starting out with a bang? Was that a team wipe? I don't know what that was.
I mean, nobody dropping just yet, but everything getting very, very mixy over towards Bioweapons. I think for me, that was one that was really looking towards Gentlemates and Team Vision, potentially going over towards that side. But Gentlemates up against Fnatic is typically a matchup that we'll be keeping an eye on as things do go on. Very big EU battle to kick things off.
Yeah, this is a really important battle over here in Bio and Chemical for multiple reasons. I think one of the main ones here, though, is that VP has been one of the most strong teams in Rebirth Island, and to have a team potentially contest them, it doesn't look like it was much of a contest as we swing over to that Bio side as Inxie and Zakar. They have been crushing it. Well, frankly, Ton, they crushed it in the first game, but they've been a little quiet in the next two here for Fnatic.
They were a little bit, but somebody else is actually getting involved here. Inner Circle starting to get in on the fight as well. Ixian trying to stay alive, the rest of his team is still along, but Gromolok doing what he can only find the one, will fall. Big fight going on between these three teams here, and right now, I think if you're INC, you need to survive.
Yeah, this is a huge moment for Inner Circle to really prove themselves. Bray, 18 years old, they win out in APAC, just like the desk talked about, and now they're trying to win out in Bio. See Obs get back into the mix, of course, Resurgence, and unfortunately, Hollow gets cut down quickly. Teeny goes in for the trade, picks up another. Inxian alone and, well, fully alone. That's a nice wipe there for our APAC team.
Yeah, no, it's a nice start for them, to be honest with you. Inner Circle finding their way over, picking up the pieces, and Bioweapons is entirely theirs. I was really curious, actually, if we were going to see Virtus Pro start to make their way over from Chemical. They decided not to. They're still doing that.
Yeah, it's a good shout. A battle here, as per the usual with Twisted Minds. This is a battle that will continue, folks. A couple battles, Control, namely, is going to be quiet, but this side, the factory, it's going to be active all day today and tomorrow, and it's going to be this fight right here. Twisted Minds wins out yet again. I believe the overall belt for factory is now 2-2 in 4 maps, as Decky's team in deep trouble.
Yeah, I mean, they had a bit of a slow start to the day, did Twisted Minds, but they are very much warmed up and up and running over towards the factory side. Interested to see, of course, what the squad of AGAL are going to be doing here to kick things off. Not necessarily the hottest of drops or the hottest of starts for them, but things starting to get a little more mixy over towards the prison side. A lot of teams fighting over headquarters right now as well. A lot of movement down towards factory, as you mentioned, at least 3 teams down there.
Yeah, EVOS, an opportunity to continue to make a name for themselves. Of course, if you watch a lot of Warzone, you've seen some of those names before, but on the main stage, they still have a lot to prove as we swing back to the fight that has been going on for all 4 of these maps. I just mentioned it, and Twisted Minds still on top in this fight, still making sure that Lays can't slay out. Man, that player so dang good in the first 2, but unfortunately for Decky and his team, can't get anything going in the 4th.
Yeah, Falcon's starting to get interested over towards this factory side. They are the shots that's coming in over towards Noobs. They're full firing down, keeping them down there over towards factory. A couple of the teams have kind of moved themselves away over towards the harbor side. Falcons on the hunt once more.
This is classic Falcons behavior. We saw what they were able to do in Game 3, one of the biggest games of the day, absolutely the biggest game of the day. And frankly, the Falcons really play 2v3 as you see Biffle and Shifty play together looking for trades. They're okay with dying and they're able to trade out 1. Gets the cleanup, will get cut down, but guess what? Hisoka is all alone with 100 miles to himself in Stronghold.
I mean, that's a good trade for Twisted Minds, right? Falcons get themselves 1, you get yourselves 2. Not a problem whatsoever, as teams now starting to make their move. Circle coming in towards the southwest side of the map. Bio and Chemical and Engineering. Somewhere we said was going to be busy, entirely cut off. So teams going to be fighting for a little bit of purchase over towards Industries.
Yeah, a quick shout on this map view, by the way. As you can tell, Team 9 in the salmon there. That's going to be Team Vision. We expected them to land straight on top of this VP squad, and I think they did. Got wiped almost immediately. Kill able to rat, stay alive, plays down toward Harbor now. We'll see if they can regain as VP is on the hunt. Sage picking up 1 on Zakar.
Yeah, that's Fnatic falling, but they had a really good game, number 1. Kind of went under the radar a little bit, but the kills are being put up by them. Can they continue to do so? Here's Dongy. Our first look at one of the guys that a lot of people have got their eyes on throughout this tournament. A couple of kills coming down, though. Very much a 3-way fight. Which way is it going to go? Teeny will find his way through, and that is squad 4 wipe. Fnatic out early doors.
Yeah, Inner Circle came to play. Shout out to Taylor Reflections and Obo on the desk. He was shouting them out. They're looking good. I don't know if it's the coaching from Tommy or just this team really is that good, but a perfect third party, even though they were on the back foot up in Bio. They've completely restabilized. And now VP trying to restabilize and get back onto the hunt as we see a couple teams inside of prison still.
just another note, actually, Fnatic have obviously had themselves, FaZe Clan have had themselves a very good start to the tournament. Right now, just trying to survive and hit a bit of a regain. Had a very, very slow start, so keep an eye on how things are going to go. But dongy now starting to get eyes on. Our Australian team over towards the water side, but now for a little bit of a fight around prison. Not the best spot for them. They'll get out of dodge, but the fight does continue. Diaz and Co, Biffle and Co, I should say, sorry, over towards Control. And where did they win those games from? It was Control. They currently have entirely that building locked down.
Leviathan somehow still on this map after what looks like they've been wiped 3 times. Their anchor still alive on the boat outside of Factory, so we'll continue to keep our eyes out for that orange team. See Extra J go to the top, take a look around, and yes, there's a couple people down below them. This sandwich has been going on for a while as well. Neither team really able to get better footing than the others. High ground here in prison isn't always the best position, but our zone is tending towards, well, frankly, the majority of the zones we've seen thus far are likely headed towards Control, or maybe the land out in the open between Docks and Control.
I think the only thing is for Falcons here, everyone's kind of ignored them. A lot of action going down towards the southeast side of the map right now, and that is right where we are now. Prison is not necessarily the central area of it, but around Factory, plenty of teams in and around it. EVOS Esports over towards headquarters might get caught between a few. Yeah,
and Biffle continuing to just farm kills wherever you can find them. Usually playing right next to Shifty, and right now all alone. Looking for kills inside, seemingly having the upper hand. Look, I'll take Diaz Biffle in a 1v1 any day of the week, including today. Havoc's a great player, unfortunately, out of here.
Now starting to make them move a little bit here. Falcons starting to maybe spread their wings, because right now nobody's going anywhere near Control Center. They don't want anything to do with it. And after that previous game, I'm honestly not too shocked, Coach.
Yeah, and it does look like VP. I was going to say, it looks like they've got their anchor up in the water tower. So pretty much alone up there for a while. Decent high ground position. Should be able to fly over to prison. No problem and maintain the high ground position. VP beginning to spread a bit over top. So we take a look at Twisted Minds, who, again, really a slow start to the first 2 games. But the last 2, including this one, really strong as they continue to farm this Leviathan team. They just cannot get stabilized, and even catching Thermite, Molotov, anything in between, they are in trouble as, guess what? Vision here looking to finally get a few kills on the board. They really had a bad start here.
Yeah, they've had a bad start. They've kind of been caught in between a few different teams. A lot of action going down towards the bottom Factory side. They were kind of lingering more towards the harbor, now starting to get involved, but getting cut down. Echo with the first one to fall, but look at how Aydan is going. 6 kills to his name already. Twisted Minds having a much better time.
Well, let's take a quick listen in with this team.
Yeah, 20, nice. 20, absolute, Smith. I'm tapping. I'm coming now if you want to wait. Dead, you fucking dog shit, Lennon. Let's fucking go. Let's go, baby. Is that their anchor? We can push him out. Yeah, last time. We have time. With you. He's trying to run all the way to gas. He's going to res gas. I'm looking. He's weak on the buy. He res, crack, climbing left, crack. Dead. Nice, I'm gonna get that full. They might try to come back in Factory really fast. I'm gonna get the height. I think you're right. I'm gonna get the height and look. I'm gonna buy another UE. We're gonna try to third HQ in a sec too. Yeah, we can hold in advance.
This is the Twisted Minds we've been waiting for. Extremely clear comms, a few choice words for their opponents, and they are farming right now. Watch out for Twisted Minds in the in-game. They can push up into new. They are playing outside the zone right now, picking up a ton of kills as we head over to AG Global.
I mean, talk about 2 personalities who are going to go up against each other. You see Aydan clapping immediately over towards Lennon. And that's what we do love about BR, right? It's what we love about Warzone. Now teams starting to get themselves set up as we do go in towards the mid-game. Into circle 3, things starting to get interesting, things starting to get a little tighter. With your Smith now, you're just trying to survive, but to be honest with you, we've seen a good game so far out of Twisted Minds. They're closing that gap.
Yeah, they've got a big game on their hands right now. I think we saw Aydan on nearly double digits. But you're right, because we were playing on the outskirts of zone, battling in can be quite difficult if they're being held from prison. And it is King Madi up above, raining terror, raining hellfire as Allman and Aydan just try to find the right angle. I don't think they've got any streaks to try to play this cover, but enough damage on King Madi. He actually backs up, and they're able to push up down below. A perfect push from Twisted Minds to get safe.
And they said they wanted to make their way over towards headquarters, so they've been forced into prison. It's not necessarily where they want to be, but they're safe, and that has to be the important thing. Circle about to close. Which way are we heading? Right towards the center, and once again, do they read it every time? Control Center, Falcons, #1 team, currently sitting in number A spot.
A lot of folks say said history was going to repeat itself at EWC here with Warzone, and history's repeating itself just from Game 3 to Game 4. Good grief. The Falcons have power position in control. We'll see what they're able to do about it. Twisted Minds go all the way underneath and unfortunately get punished for it. Inner Circle is here. They got here very early, and because of that, they're getting paid.
Yeah, they've had a good game in there as well. Can they keep it up over towards the latter stages? Kind of in the middle of no man's land right now, and they are being farmed. Cams will find orbs, and all of a sudden, everybody else starting to cast some eyes over towards that Australian squad. They'll manage to find themselves some cover, but everybody else now fighting for the real estate in and around prison. Control Center is going to be that spot, though, towards the end of the game. We're really going to see a fight between these teams at prison, whoever ends up being left there, and of course, the Falcons.
Yeah, that's a really good shot. I'm pretty impressed with our team number 7 there in yellow. That's Jawad's team. Oh, well. Just maintaining position in headquarters since the very beginning of the game. We actually saw, I think it was Robstar on top of that tower. I think it's Circle 1. So watch out for this team playing high ground. Likely going to have to pull off of that position here and probably the next circle. Twisted Minds staying together underneath, but Robstar up in the tower.
The only problem is for me here is that they've been in and around headquarters. Everyone's around them, but are they putting up the numbers? Well, 4 for Robstar. Not a bad amount. Curious to see how the rest of his team have done, but Hisoka finding Lennon. Echo and FIFA kill, turning it round. Team number 10, AJAL, out. Very much at the hands of Team Vision, who haven't necessarily had too great of a game, but that may well help them on their way to a decent score here.
Yeah, and that AG wipe is more of a story than just getting killed by that one team. It's because of this Team 7 winning out in headquarters. AG has been on the run. So unfortunately, because of that, they get punished and are full out of here. The zone, by the way, if you can tell, pulls directly to Control, and with no 100 Thieves in this lobby, or Movistar or Koi, it is all the Falcons all day.
That's Leviathan out of the game here as well. They kept it rolling, but I mean, everybody's starting to drop now as things getting chaotic here towards the Twisted Minds fight. Looking for the Australians, they've been wiped. No problem for Aydan and Koi. He's sitting on 11.
Oh, we just push into the top 5, so the best multiplier you can get if you're not going to win the game. So here we go. Who's going to get to 1.6? Likely the Falcons, but let's see if maybe there's a third-party position where 2 teams can push at the same time. That's exactly what's happening. Twisted Minds says, oh, Cams, you guys want to go in first? Sounds good. We'll come in from behind. Unfortunately, getting shot in the back. King Madi still playing spoiler with Extra J up on the hill.
I mean, they've done so well to 3P this one. All of a sudden, Aydan Cole think they're in an unbelievable spot to get themselves to Control, but here come the Falcons. They're putting the suppressive fire down. That may well let TM in.
Good grief. King Madi, Extra J completely in the blender, and they are out of here. We only have 3 teams, and it's 3 of the teams, well, 2 of the teams that everybody's talking about. Twisted Minds versus the Falcons. We talked about it at the top of the show, but look who's in the mix in the middle. Novo has made it to the middle of the sandwich, and the meat may be there. I don't know if it's going to be the meat of the points, but they've got an opportunity. Shifty finds the angle over the top. We catch the tail end of the fight, and Twisted Minds out of here.
And Novo have got here pretty much unscathed, but it's all about the rotation that's going to start going. We can already see one player from the side of Falcons has made his way. Shifty in a little bit of trouble here up top. Can he find anything? But his squad Vortex is tagged up. The break is there, but we've already seen Falcons start to make the move. Shifty, he's just a linchpin from this angle. Hisoka holding off. They're in 3 different directions. Which way do you look if you know? But
a perfect setup from the Falcons. It's like they've played this a million times, and they cut them down without even hardly losing a plate to their name. Completely unperturbed. A back-to-back win for the Falcons.
And I think the only thing they will say, we seem